pushing the boundaries of expectations, and rewriting the rules of adventure are the reasons we get up in the morning. This is a way of life, a huge and growing community of explorers and adventurers, leading the way, blazing new trails, and raising the bar. We share your hunger for a life without limits, and we know you'll stop at nothing to get there.
Well, greetings and welcome back, KB creators, for another adventure of advancing to live our best lives, and doing it together is the only way to go, right? StephenKenya.com is the website if you'd like to begin receiving KB text messages with an occasional Kinetic Belief insight. Just text the word Kinetic to 31996 and you're in. Hey, if you'd like to become part of the KB family, you are also invited to join the private Facebook group. Miss Maggie,
yes.
Hello, my friend.
Hello,
how are
bestie?
you?
I'm wonderful.
I love the blue scarf, by the way.
Oh, thank you.
It goes nicely with the day.
I wanted a pop of color.
Is that the one you were dancing with yesterday?
Oh, no. That was my dancing scarf.
Oh, what color was it? I don't remember the color.
Oh, it was the scarf, but at that time it was my dancing scarf.
The scarf becomes different things.
Oh, yes. Morphs.
Sure. I was thinking just a little while ago, and I think we actually brought this up yesterday, we were talking about how our past experiences and memories should be and can be a gift to us. But something else that is a gift are our dreams. Yes. Dreams are a gift.
Yes.
They should be. Good dreams are a gift. And the other day you asked me to share a childhood memory that really stands out. And I told you and everybody else some adventures about sledding in my neighborhood while I was growing up. And, you know, the adults would build a big fire at the top of one of the hills, and we would go until midnight, just roasting marshmallows at the top of the big hills and sledding back down. But then you shared with me a walk that you took with a couple of childhood friends in the snow.
Yes.
And tell me about that again, because I was trying to remember all the details of it, but I was so excited about my own past experience. I missed some of the details of yours.
That's to be expected, though, right? When you're reliving that. Well, it was I had these two little friends. They were actually a boy and a girl, but they were twins, Stephen and Michelle. And we would just hang out all the time and have so many little adventures. But we were all probably 9 years old. And they lived
perfect age, right?
Oh yeah, just enough freedom, but you're still, total kid. So, but it had snowed, huge, big, deep snow, and they lived up against this pretty big farm. And it was in the evening. Their parents had just let us go out and play because school was canceled. So it's like 11 at night or something.
Now, this is still one of the past experiences that you can remember at a moment's notice and go there.
It's so vivid.
And relive it and relive the way that it made you feel at the time.
Yeah, so it's so vivid. And so the three of us, we just set off, and it immediately it felt like just this really epic adventure, probably because it was so far past our bedtime, right? That's all it takes.
That's an adventure in of itself.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's after 6 o'clock.
Right, exactly. But I just remember we hiked up to this very long, expansive field, and it was totally untouched, and it was so glassy. And you know how when it snows, the sun feels like it never really goes down. It sort of stays kind of light. And everything was just pink. I mean, the snow was pink, and the sky was pink, and we were pink. And it was just, it felt like some surreal movie or something. So
you're immersed in this vibrant pink color.
Yeah, like we've just stepped into a painting
so
or something.
So it's sort of the sky meets with the forest and the ground, and it's all one big hue of pink.
Yes, like we're in it. You're just in the color. And we just kept walking, and we were just so excited. Oh man, you're just exploding with excitement at feeling like you're away from everyone and in this really surreal circumstance. And then I guess that some of the teenage guys played a prank on the farmer, and they had spray painted the horse neon green. But so there's the three of us.
I thought you said something about that the other day, and then I'm thinking, well, I just remembered that incorrectly. But you're saying that there was a horse.
There was a horse, and it was white. A sweet horse, very gentle. But all of a sudden we find ourselves, standing in this limitless expanse of just pink. And then there's this neon green horse standing
This
there.
is like an Alice in Wonderland moment.
It is, exactly. It was totally Alice in Wonderland.
Oh, that's how amazing
Yeah, and
is that?
and we're just laughing. I remember us petting it, but head to toe, neon green.
What a memory. Well,
Yeah.
green is actually one of the easiest colors on the eye. And it's actually green is it's most associated with a sense of safety and in psychotherapy. And when colors are
Yes.
studied with safety, optimism, growth, harmony, a sense of well-being.
Calm.
And of being lucky and just a relief from stress.
I actually learned that in a marketing class.
Did you really?
I did. If you notice all of the earthy, eco-friendly, healthy brands, they always are green in color.
Wow. So a stress-free sense of relief from a green horse. You're 9 years old.
Well,
harmony,
yeah.
wealth.
We
just being lucky and
Right.
everything working. Just what a memory.
Yeah, and then I remember we could sort of hear their mom calling us way off in the distance, and we ran back and jumped the fence. And
How sweet.
it was so sweet. It was, and at that age, you really, if it seems like you're in, like you said, Alice in Wonderland, like you've gone down the rabbit hole.
Yes.
It's so real, isn't it? When you're a kid, I mean, your imagination is just so powerful.
I think often our best memories are wrapped up, if you will, in a sensory surround sound, if you will, of colors.
I have a question for you. For me, well, first of all, for me, whenever I have such a strong memory bank connected to smell. Like when certain smells hit me, it's as if I've been, teleported back to that time.
Yeah.
What's the biggest trigger for you? Is it sight? Is it sound, smell, or what's yours?
The biggest trigger, I think it's when the biggest triggers are when we can combine one sense with another, or the more senses that we combine one with the other, then the stronger the memory.
Yeah.
For example, great question. I was in the 7th grade, 12 years old, and I'm sitting next to this little girl in class, Louise. And Louise. And she said, "Steve, smell my hair." I'm like, okay, sure. I'm 12 years old. I'd love to smell your hair.
Goodness, that's
and so
so
I smelled her
cute.
hair. And she said, "That's herbal essence." And I remember.
Oh my gosh, you go, Louise.
I had no idea what herbal essence even was.
Until then, and then she showed you. Oh my goodness. That's so
really
cute.
funny. Today, receiving the desires of our hidden purpose. Well, let's talk about what it means to manifest
That was fun.
Our hidden desires. The desires of our spirit, the desires of our soul were put in there as mysteries to be revealed. In other words, most people, they don't realize that the genius of our creative purpose is hidden from the practical applications of life.
Yes.
In other words, the day in, day out requirements for navigating things like going to the store, for example, for supplies, changing diapers, cooking supper, meeting with friends, driving somewhere and then driving back again, playing a game of tennis, reading a book or watching a movie, meeting with friends at the cafe for conversation and tea, going for a hike, buying a new outfit. All of these practical applications of life are circumstantial to life and not purposeful to our individual genius. So it's possible that someone may spend all of their time while here on the earth in the land of the living, involving themselves solely with the activities of these circumstantial activities. And as a result, they may be some of the busiest people you know. They're racing to go over here and hurrying back to get over there. They are so busy. They're running more errands. They get up early. They are so busy. They can work harder. They work longer than everyone else. And they burn the midnight oil, and they go and they go and they go, and not actually engaging themselves with their unique, one-of-a-kind genius of purpose all along. And so often when asked, people will say that these practical activities, that's their purpose. That's what they're here to do, is to run and to go. and to run the errands and to change the diapers. They'll say that's my purpose. No, while they may have these things as representative of their purpose, these activities are not why any of us were originally created to come into the land of the living to fulfill. I can busy myself with looking for four-leaf clovers, but that is an activity of awareness. Looking for shark's teeth on the beach with you, Meg, is an activity of awareness. And not one of my creative birthings of specificity, where I attract and manifest the desires of my spirit.
So you call our genius of purpose, what you just said, actually our interesting creative birthing of, what was it?
Specificity.
Oh gosh, that. Yes.
Yes.
Okay, I got to try to say it. The creative birthing of specificity.
Yes.
Is that right?
That's good.
Okay. And I love the fact that you're telling us that this is our one of a kind purpose, which is not actually part of our everyday life, because like you're saying, our life, if we're not careful, and that is so true, and I think we all feel that all the time, it can just so easily be overtaken by that busy work.
Yes, perhaps, one of the listeners, you're sitting there right now wondering, and you're thinking, oh my goodness, will I ever see the desires of my soul come to pass? Hearing all of this, how will I even know? Look, if you are, this is the good news. If you are now questioning your purpose this way, then you've actually begun your creative birthing of specificity to be able to attract the desires of your spirit. We must first become aware that all of us exist outside of our habitual patterns of living to begin attracting the hidden substance of our genius. Imagine to be grateful for life. Imagine to be grateful for love, grateful for being creative, grateful in all things, and then something magical begins to happen. Those hidden desires of your soul begin to take root, and they grow into your life to manifest, to be seen. Things begin showing up that you will only recognize as belonging to you. They are personal to you. They didn't come from someone else. They're showing up in your life to surround you with your purpose, and you recognize it as part of your creative DNA when you see them showing up. And it's the genius of our purpose that is hidden from the sense of practical applications that we're talking about.
Right.
They are, for example, they're not found in ads for better living. They are not located to be revealed within our sphere of influence necessarily. What happens is they are located to be revealed within our soul. Every living thing contains, every living thing, flowers, birds, animals, all life, wherever the spark of life exists. Everything contains within itself the DNA of desire, which exists only to be revealed by the specificity of gratitude. Now you may be thinking, if only I could become consciously aware of my desires. Look, we were not designed to actually carry around the cognitive awareness of our genius of purpose. We were designed to not be able actually to consciously contain our desires. Now listen very carefully. The conscious state of being is limited by awareness. And awareness is defined by experiential knowledge, the practical experiences of life. So think about it. If our spirit's desires were created out of our experiential knowledge, then the experiences that we've been having, then we would actually continue to manifest more of what we've already been experiencing. The essence of life is to advance ourselves beyond our experiences.
Yeah, this is really powerful. Knowing the difference between what we think we desire is actually, well, it's different than the desires of our soul, which is hidden from our conscious thoughts, at least until they are revealed. I love this. It's like a gift that we get to choose if we want to unwrap it or not.
Right, sure. And let me give you a hint before you unwrap your gift of purpose by revealing something to you about your secret purpose. It is your desires. It's all of our innermost desires that are equal to everything that you secretly dream about. Everything that you visualize or imagine as possible beyond where you are right now. Our spirit's desire is not far off some kind of impractical wishes or impossible hopes, but they are deeply spiritual in the nature of how things are imagined to be made perfect. Maybe hidden within the genius of our spiritual being, we desire to be married, or we actually desire to have children, even though I'm the last person to tell you that I want to have children, perhaps. But it's in there, and it hasn't been revealed yet. And, maybe I'm just not consciously aware of that yet. Or perhaps, that you desire to start a business, and that's come to the surface. And so maybe you're dreaming of financial freedom, and you're thinking about abundance, and with a purpose to put your imagination to beyond where you are today. Is that your hidden dream? Well, whatever the desires of your soul are, it is never too late to receive them. It doesn't matter how old you are or how long you've been waiting. We can live the life that we've always dreamed of, regardless of where we are, regardless of our ages, regardless of our circumstances at any given point. This is the magic of life. This is the magic of the spark of life, is that at any time we decide, any time that we decide to choose, we can begin living the best life. Wow. That we choose.
Isn't that the best part about life? The age isn't a requirement to get started manifesting whatever we want to see. I mean, we can start a business anywhere, anytime. I can receive more health, more healing, more money at any age, anywhere, at any time. There are no limitations. And I love this topic because it's funny. I didn't even realize, I never know what you're working on for the podcast. And earlier today, I was working on an insurance claim with some cargo that we had shipped, and I found myself thinking, aren't I like a celestial being? Like, why do I have to do?
Do celestial beings have to work on insurance
claims?
Do we
really? I didn't realize. Yeah. No, I'm enlightened. I'm pretty sure I don't need to do this. But it's funny because this is so perfect, because I found myself like, you do sometimes, I think, as a kinetic believer, it is like you're trapped between worlds, and so you just sort of find yourself in and out. But I like how today you're helping us anchor in that purpose, whether it's secret or whether it's been revealed or not.
Anchoring is another way of saying, it's the seed within us, that seed of life. Yes. Within every single one of us, it contains a purposeful spark for flourishing, a purposeful spark for prospering within the identity of our soul. So we meditate to become the vision. Wow. The first step to receive the desires of our spirit is to see ourselves as the vision. If you can see it, you can have it. Now, that doesn't mean if you want it badly enough, you'll get it. What it means is that if you can imagine to become the vision in your spirit, in your inward person, and desire the vision, and be grateful to believe that you are that, and then put action to your belief and do it constantly. Look, the universe will respond to deliver your desire. And what is already yours, you see, then you will begin to receive it. It will begin to manifest where all others can see it. There are two kinds of people: those who can see their desires manifesting, and those who can't or just won't. Only one group will fulfill their purpose, to go on and experience their soul's desires, where the feelings, the feelings in manifesting our desires, what that actually feels like. I mean, just go there with me for a moment. What it feels like to manifest your heart, your soul, your spirit's desires, where the feelings are as close to a utopia, euphoria, every moment of every single day, and within each moment of restful sleep in our dreams that we were talking about, in our past experiences, those things that we on purpose choose to remember. The essence of life in every direction, in all directions around us. Dreams of flying, of joy, and of happiness. All of those things are, they become challenging to contain the sheer essence of that perfection when a person is seeing the desires of their souls being made manifest. Look, it's not worth it. It is not worth, do not let the border bullies of your life talk you out of what belongs to you anymore. Imagine, if you will, the vision within your spirit's desires while writing in the pages of your manifesting journal. And do it by thinking and meditating to see and imagining and say this and write this in your journal. Write this. Say, I will receive the possession of my soul's desires because I am not willing to accept anything less today.
You know, something amazing has actually been happening to me for a while now since Kinetic Belief and you, Steve, became a way of life. You know, you taught me that. And I remember that so vividly, that enlightening that took place. And I can easily imagine myself doing just about anything. It wasn't that long ago that we were talking about learning to fly a jet together. And I'm like, right. Will you be sitting on the driver's side or the passenger side?
Right. Yeah.
I don't know.
Sure. You go ahead and you take the driver's side. I'll just be napping in the back, right?
Right.
You really aren't willing to accept anything less, are you?
Right. No, I'm not. And it is interesting though what you've described today. And I don't think I'd ever really pondered this before. But the difference between wanting something and then desiring it. And it's interesting how the way that you've described it today, it makes me think about how when you just want something, it's sort of just like a very basic outline of an idea. But when we desire it, it's like you were saying before, we're engaging all of these senses, the feelings, the deep-rooted, gut-wrenching feelings that come with desiring something. And I just love that idea because it's almost as if we're taking a want and we're coloring it in, and we're adding the color, the feel, the taste, the texture, the smell, and that's becoming a part of us. And I'd never really considered why those are different, because I think a lot of us think that, if I want something, that just means I'm already imagining it. And that's not necessarily the case based off what you've taught us today.
Right. It's not being willing to accept anything less, isn't it?
Right.
And being determined to receive exactly what you desire.
Yes.
Because you just know it in your knower that this belongs to you. Mm-hmm. And life is too precious to go on without it. And it may be your health. It may be your healing. It could be the love of your life. You're not willing to live out the rest of your life without that partner that you are, your soulmate, the one that you're supposed to be sharing in all things with.
Yeah.
So you are determined to stay within the imagination of that person while they manifest, and they're doing the same thing, and then your paths cross. One of the most difficult things for new KBs to do is to successfully disconnect themselves from the noise of the world.
Right.
In other words, if you really want to receive the desires of your soul, if you really want to do this, not just manifest a bunch of stuff, and go through the ads down at Target and pick things out and just fill up your house with stuff. But if you really want to receive your purpose, the DNA of your specificity of your genius, and go to that place to inhabit that. If you really want to do this, then you will not be able to maintain an ongoing friendship with the way the world thinks and the way that the world acts and the way that the world believes anymore. Because one is not natural to the other. The way the world is thinking and behaving and living by the senses is not going to be a natural way for you to think and behave and live by the senses anymore. It's not natural. Well, how do we do this? It starts with literally disconnecting from all of the fearful energetics of the world, all of that stuff that's being the vision, the visions that's being told, the television that's being transmitted all over the world, the fearful stuff, disconnecting with the fearful energetics. And this is the only way to give the hidden desires of our soul a place to come into this realm to rewild our expectations away from everything that does not represent the original you or me. So our desires are free to become us because there's nothing else in its place. We have to move into our desires into first place in our lives. As long as we have those other things inhabiting our lives, our desires are in second place. And whatever is in second place cannot manifest into first place. Look, many KB creatives begin practicing the language of kinetic belief after coming to the end of themselves. They get so fed up and tired and worn out of doing things the way everybody else is doing, all the drama, all the noise and negativity, all the sickness and the round robin way of life, nothing ever changing, having the same conversation at the dinner table year after year, and wondering why good things never seem to happen to them. Most have been expecting the universe to just do its part. You know, I'm expecting the universe to come in here and rearrange my life and bring in the love of my life and heal my foot, get rid of the pain in my small toe, and do all these wonderful things and fill up my bank account. Or for God to do the part of God in their lives. But they haven't been willing to do their part, you see. And there is an order for us to receive the hidden desire of our soul. And it is to first, look, we've got to get to the place where we qualify to receive the most extravagant things that we were meant to receive in this life. And when we seek the oneness with excellence we were created with, then the law of attraction will bring to us the good things that will be so satisfying to the desires of our soul. Look, if we start to pursue the things that we want in life rather than pursuing our purpose, we will disqualify ourselves from experiencing our best self. So we seek the greatness of unconditional love. That means there's no more judgment of ourselves. We are approving of ourselves. We don't need somebody to show up and validate who we are anymore. So we're unconditionally loving ourselves. And I unconditionally love you, Megan. And that's the easiest part of all this. It's so much easier to love you than me, but I'm working on this thing. And unconditionally loving all the KB creatives and everybody I meet when I go out on the street and throughout the day.
Yes.
And I'm not seeking the greed of life anymore, because it's when we pursue this intimacy within our greater purpose, that's when we qualify ourselves to manifest the secret desires of our purpose. And the best part is the package always comes with excellent health, great wealth, and it comes with joy, and it comes with happiness, and it always comes with peace. Helen Keller said that true happiness is not attained through self-gratification, but it's through fidelity to a worthy purpose. Wasn't she awesome?
Wow. So true.
Well, let's work on some highest viewpoints. Let's just say this out loud. Say, my inner genius.
My inner genius.
Requires great wealth.
It requires great wealth.
I have entered into the greatness of my wealth.
I have entered into the greatness of my wealth.
I am aligned.
I'm aligned.
With my higher purpose.
With my higher purpose.
For money.
For money.
I always follow the inner voice of my genius.
I always follow the inner voice of my genius.
And right now.
It's telling me.
To attract great wealth.
To attract great wealth.
I choose actions
I choose actions
that attract money
that attract money
for my life's purpose.
for my life's purpose.
Every answer for attracting wealth
Every answer for attracting great wealth
is within me now.
is within me now.
I've attracted the substance of my soul's desire.
I have attracted the substance of my soul's desire.
And oh my goodness,
Oh my goodness.
I have the ability to pay for it.
I have the ability to pay for it.
My awareness for wealth
My awareness for wealth,
has been heightened,
it's been heightened.
so I've got it.
So I've got
It
it.
belongs to me.
It belongs to me
today.
today. Yes. Yes. I always feel like we're just kicking it into high gear when we do those. Yes, yes, yes. Receiving the desires of our hidden purpose. I love that our purpose is hidden in order to be revealed. It's like an exciting treasure hunt every day, isn't it?
Every day it's another treasure hunt.
Yes, and if you do want to check out the guided journal that Stephen has created, 100 Days of Manifesting Power, you can do that at StephenCanyon.com. And also be sure and follow him on Instagram. You can do that at Stephen Canyon. He's on Facebook as well.
And I'm chomping at the bit, if that's a correct expression, because, and this is a little cheesy to say it this way, but we've got so many new things rolling out, coming up soon that I just can't tell everybody about it yet.
I know.
But it's coming.
It's so big,
I want to
though.
announce
It's
it so
big.
bad I can hardly
I
stand
know.
it.
Stay tuned.
We're going to say it soon, okay?
Yes.
All of it. There's so much coming that I know all the KV creatives are going to be so excited about.
Yes, you know how it's hard for me to keep secret.
It's just like a treasure hunt every
I know.
day. It's coming. Sending how much love to all you KV creators all around the world.
And thanks as usual, Steve, for all the wisdom.
Bye.